Greetings, Culturians, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got to talk about this Batman sequel. It's not going well. It's taken forever to write and get to the point where it got the full green light, and then they can't cast certain roles. Nobody wants them. And it's at a point now where even people who took the roles have decided to bail. And that's where we talk about Daniel Craig and how, despite that being trouble for the studio, it might be the best for the fans. Here we go. Now, Daniel Craig, one of the worst James Bonds we've ever had, and led him down the primrose path to absolute cuckery, I will tell you that he is passing on the Batman 2 role that he's been offered. He does not really want to play anything other than maybe the character he has in the Onion Murder series by Rian Johnson. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's speculation on my part, but all I know is this guy has easily turned this down. And you know what? I don't blame him. The question in the article is, does anybody want to play this Christopher Dent role? It doesn't seem like it. It keeps basically evaporating into thin air. It's like the second party to who the actual villain is going to be in this film. So I don't see this happening for anybody. But before we get started down this path in this article from Jordan Rumi at the World of Real, I want to remind you, I'm trying to get to 50K, so double check if you're subscribed. If not, click the subscribe button, please, and then hit the bell icon and turn on all the notifications. And while you're down there, just tap the thumbs up button so that we can get a nice high interaction rate. And then if you see anything or you want to argue with me, let me know in the comments section below. So let's get into the article. Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2 is expected to start production on May 29 in London, so it's ready to go. Nearly all the major roles have been cast, with one exception, Christopher Dent, the father of Harvey Dent. And it's been quite the drama trying to cast the role. Brad Pitt was initially interested, but ultimately passed, and Oscar nominee Stellan Skarsgård also declined the part. As a result, the search to cast Christopher Dent has continued over the last few weeks. Another actor, I'm told, who was recently passed on the role was Daniel Craig. Now, he's currently in prep mode for the upcoming Damien Chazelle prison set movie, but it's giving him a chance to work opposite Cillian Murphy and Michelle Williams. All of that sounds pretty good, which is rare. I don't often like a lot of his stuff, but he's picking good roles. I mean, this particular film is set to shoot next month, and it's still untitled. So he had like a month to shoot. That's usually not enough days, especially with the kinds of productions you're looking at for Batman. You have multiple locations, multiple sets, and obviously multiple places that this character has to be. And again, we're talking about the father figure to Harvey Dent, and maybe he doesn't want to be perceived as old quite yet, although he looks pretty old. Regardless, given the starry actors who've been offered the role of Christopher Dent, I gather it will be a substantial role in The Batman Part 2. And so will Scarlett Johansson's casting as Gilda Dent and Sebastian Stan as her husband, Harvey. And you know what? I think that's a good role. I think Sebastian Stan will make a great Harvey Dent. And I think it's going to give us a unique villain in the future that, won't be playing second fiddle anymore. I also believe that perhaps the Christopher Dent role is not going to be one that's long-lived. Let's just say it that way, speculatively. And one persistent rumor that obviously Jordan's been hearing about the film is kept its plot ultra secret. And it involves the district attorney, Harvey Dent, Commissioner James Gordon, Jeffrey Wright, and Batman forming an uneasy alliance to bring down a serial killer and the city's entrenched mafia power. Regardless, the ensemble for this sequel is shaping up quite nicely and loaded with talent featuring Johansson, Stan, Wright, Colin Farrell, Barry Keoghan, and Paul Dano. Of course, Robert Pattinson is the Caped Crusader, and maybe he'll take the role a little more seriously this time and get some muscles. We'll see. The only actor missing here is somebody that'll play Christopher Dent, and the search continues. Honestly, they should just ask me. I could definitely step in and play this role, and I could, even consider shaving the beard and cutting the hair so I could donate it. But I'm not sure they want somebody that they can't control. And Daniel Craig seems really easy to control. At least that's what it looked like in the Bond series and the direction they wanted to go with that. So I'm just saying maybe they need somebody that they don't have to exercise control over. I wonder who they're going to cast. If you have any ideas, let me know those in the comment section down below. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't really care what happens here. All I know is that I am not Daniel Craig's biggest fan, and I think that he's kind of limited these days to things that allow him to play the weakest possible version of himself. And that's a real problem when it comes to cinema, is weak male leads. And we've had a lot of them, despite the characters traditionally being played by, strength kind of macho men oriented people. It's one of the reasons why I think The Gray will do well. It's one of the reasons I think that you're going to see a good performance from Project Hail Mary. It's also maybe why there are films in the future that are being cast more like 80s action movies by even 80s action stars or produced by them. I'm not sure that Daniel Craig fits in that world anymore, but I am sure of this. I'm glad he's not going to be in the Batman 2 because it would just give me another reason to not want to see it. And that's a shame. Anyway, your thoughts and comments are welcome down below. Do you think that, Daniel Craig giving this a pass was a good idea? Do you think that the Batman 2 is maybe going to stall for a little while until they find somebody willing to take the role? Or do you think they'll shoot around this until they get somebody? Let me know those thoughts in the comments section below, as I mentioned before. And until next time, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and have an amazing, fantastic, cultural day. Just maybe not watching Batman.